What's up everybody, and welcome to Drive to Thrive. Now it's been a hot minute since I put out any kind of video on this channel, but I've been looking at a very interesting chart of Enphase here over the last month. So let me show you what I'm seeing and why I think there is a nice buying opportunity coming up. Now hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to show me some love by hitting that like button, but otherwise let's get straight into it. Alright, let's start off on our daily chart of Enphase here. So after the earnings came out on Thursday, Friday morning open was a disaster. We were down something like 14% to open the day, but then you can see some volume. You know, buyers were stepping in here and buying this dip right up, including myself. Now, if we look at the earnings just real quick from that 30,000 foot view, we can see that the earnings per share was actually a beat, so that was good. Revenue was slight miss, but what really killed it was the guidance. The guidance didn't come in line with what Wall Street was expecting, and so this stock sold off, which I think is providing a nice buying opportunity here. So let's quickly dissect this chart. So we had this gap down lower on Friday. We're beneath this 200-week moving average, which is quite significant because if I zoom out, you can see that 200-week moving average hasn't been breached since going back to like 2018. So if we lose that 200-week moving average, as well as some of these key support levels, then we'll definitely see some lower prices. But if we can bounce right back up about here, then this would be a great buying opportunity. So some of my price targets here for the next, let's say 5 to 6 months before end of the year, I think that $200 is not out of the question. And if we are lucky, we'll probably get to see this gap filled in right around that $230 mark. So if we do get there, we're looking at some returns anywhere between let's say around 25% to possibly as high as 47% by end of this year. And my long-term price target for Enphase, with the next 1 to 3 years is definitely those all-time highs around $340, which would be a double from the current price. So keep an eye out on that. I think with the green movement, the adoption of solar panels and what Enphase does, there's a really good chance that we'll be back at those all-time highs within 1 to 3 years. Now, on our MACD here on the daily chart, we can see we're barely holding on to this zero line, which is still in that bullish momentum, but we did have that crossover. So keep an eye on that. And the stochastic RSI is in this oversold territory, but again, if you get those buyers to step in and run this up and stay above the zero line, then again, this will be seen very bullish. Now let's go over to our weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we kind of get that bigger picture. So like I mentioned earlier, $140 support right around here is very significant. We can see we had a bunch of reaction here going back to 2020 of November. More support, around here from February to about April into June of 2021, lots of action. Then we got another action off of here on January 22nd, quick dip, and then bought right up in May of 2022. So will we see the same happen again in 2023? Chances are pretty good unless something drastic happens to Enphase and people just give up on this company. Now, on our MACD, we can see that crossover to the upside. However, we're still in this bearish momentum underneath the zero line, and the stochastic RSI is kind of in this no man's land with some clear skies above us, so it could propel us into those $200 to $230 again, like I mentioned earlier. On the monthly chart, we can see that again, that MACD has finally come down from this super overextended reading. Now, believe it or not, even though we're down 50% on Enphase, we're still actually above the zero line in the bullish momentum. So bullishness is still on our side, and that stochastic RSI is finally in this oversold territory. So lots of room for this baby to run up. Now, If we quickly go over to investing.com, let's take a look at some margins here. So starting off, you know, this is as of June 30th, 2023. So the latest earnings, we got those gross margins around 44%, operating margins 23%, net profit margins 20%, the return on investment about 28%. So we're looking really good on the margin side. Balance sheet, you know, we do have that debt a little bit higher than I would like to see. 135% is definitely up there. We want to see this, you know, in the 50%, but hey, this company is cash flowing, so hopefully they can pay this debt down quickly. We got operating cash flow of around 36%. So overall, positive earnings, positive cash flow, a little bit higher debt on the balance sheet, but I do think Enphase is a great opportunity, especially at these levels right around here. And if we get, you know, down to 140, I'll be buying some more shares. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. As always, this isn't any kind of financial advice, just kind of sharing my ideas, you know, on Enphase and some other stocks. So if you like this video, make sure to come back again for more videos like this. Otherwise, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day and week ahead. Cheers.